Okay, appreciate seeing everybody. Just like last night, great win, timely win in December. Character win without question. Finding a way to get the job done when it needed to get done in different areas was the key. I thought guys came up with some plays when we had to have plays made defensively throughout the game, offensively, especially on the last drive. So special teams, kickoff coverage was tremendous and made a big difference. So, and of course the kicks with the field goal team. So that's where we're at. We're looking forward to playing Pittsburgh once again in Pittsburgh, and we'll be ready. And what questions you have?
John, any update on Lamar?
Yeah, he's been through the MRIs, and I would say it's kind of week to week. You know, it's going to be a weekly thing. So as the week goes on, we'll see for this week. It's probably less likely for this week, but it's not impossible. And then after that, it'll become more and more likely.
John, recognizing the need to kind of the element of surprise, what was your thought process, or what was your thought on the double reverse crochet pass? And when you watch it again, what broke down and why didn't it work?
You know, everything broke down. It was just a bad play, I'd say. You know, if it's one we'd probably want back. It just wasn't a good time for it. Seemed like a good idea, I guess, at the time. In some ways, there's reasons for that. But hindsight, just not a good call in the sense of it was a bad play. You know, there's too much, trying too hard maybe to make something happen with a trick play. You know, and really that time of the game, it probably was time just to grind. I think it turned out to be a grind game, and that was a finesse idea that just its time wasn't time for that, for sure.
Is it a tough decision for a wide receiver to know when or when not to throw into coverage, or is that built into practicing that play? Or I mean, is that?
Yeah, it's a wide receiver. You know, you'd like for him to just run right there. And you ask James, I'm sure he said that last night. You know, and you don't throw in the four guys, but he's a wide receiver, so I'm not going to hold him too accountable for it. It's just, you know, we'll take that as a coaching. We can do better with the play calling. We tried to do something, and it was a bad idea in the sense it really had no chance. So.
Coach, do you see more teams making more of an effort to stay away from Devin Duvernay with the returns, or taking the ball away from him, kicking it deep, just trying to put him in a position where you can't return the ball? Yeah,
I mean, I think they do. You know, we got a couple return opportunities. We had a good scheme, kickoff return-wise. It gets tougher later in the year to do that. You know, we kind of planned for this time of year to get some kickoff returns. We work for it. And they're a big twist team with their kickoff coverage, and we work really hard at picking those things up. Sometimes we pass them off. Sometimes we lock them in terms of who we're responsible for. And we try to pass two of those off and didn't do it right, you know. So just something you got to keep working on. We can break returns. There's no doubt about it with Devin. Or if we put Justice back there or KD or whoever, we can break kickoff returns. It's always a matter of how you block them. So we just keep working on those things. We've got a lot of young guys out there. We play a lot of rookies, a lot of second-year guys on our whole team right now. So there's always, you know, that process of just experience and learning from it and trying to improve everything we do.
John, was Ronnie Stanley close to being able to go yesterday? And with him having practice last week, do you feel good about his chances in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, you know, we'll just see how it goes. You know, I'm very hopeful for that, for sure.
John, do you have an update on Patrick Queen? I know you said you were optimistic after the game.
Right. Patrick had a bruise, a thigh bruise. So that's really good news. I think we came out of that one really happy about that. You know, I was out there, you know, and he was basically saying, you know, don't bring that card out. You know, he was hurting though. Those bruises can really hurt if you've ever, you know, some of us will bang something on a table and we can't take it, you know. That play was like a car wreck right there. There was four guys that came together there, you know, smashed into each other, I think it was. So, but he's going to be okay.
John, what has impressed you most with Tyler Huntley? I mean, this is a guy who went undrafted and has been, I think, probably much exceeded expectations when he's been able to pull into the Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, our players have a lot of confidence in him, you know, and I'm sure a team like the Steelers is going to be looking to, if he's out there, you know, and he's probably going to take most of the reps this week. You know, they'll be preparing for both guys, I would think. But both guys play a similar game. We run the same basic offense with both players, so it's not really going to change anything in terms of preparation, I don't think. But he's a player that's got a lot of dynamics to his game, and he can throw, he can run, he operates really well, and not as experienced, obviously, but he is experienced. He's been out there. Last year, he's out there for 5, 6, 7 games, right? This year now, so if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. We'll be excited to play, and our guys will be fired up.
John, there was some on Twitter about you guys signing Brett Hundley to the practice squad. Is it nice to be able to bring him back after having him here in the spring and summer?
It is good, yeah. Experience with the offense. Plus, we've got Anthony Brown, so he's been with us all the time. So very comfortable with our backup situation in terms of depth behind Lamar and Tyler.
I mean, you hear and we hear the comfort that the other players express about playing with Tyler when he does have to come in. Does it strike you that that's exceptional at all for a backup quarterback to have that sort of command with his teammates, I guess?
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about that, so it doesn't really strike me because I haven't thought about it. It's just what's expected, and he's earned it, and we've got a game to go play. And so those kind of measurements really don't have any value in terms of our preparation, really, in all honesty.
John, Kevin Zeitler said after the game that, with Tyler Huntley, our full playbook is still open. I know by design you want a backup quarterback that maybe can have, especially in this offense, have a similar skill set. Is that somewhat unusual in this league that the backup quarterback would be fully immersed with the entire playbook or available to him rather? Or is it hard to say?
I don't think so. Most people probably want to have a backup quarterback that's in the same, style of a player as their starter, so they can have that. So if that happens, you don't have to change the game plan too much or the playbook too much. So we've done the same thing, I think, as most teams. We just have a little different offense on a lot of teams.
John, when Lamar was hurt, did everyone know initially that he was hurt? It seemed like, because I was kind of watching things, it seemed like it was all of a sudden at the very beginning, before the start of the second quarter, Tyler was getting ready to. I mean, was there a time where you didn't know the extent of his injury at that time?
I don't really remember the communication of it. All I know is that, he got tackled, and then we had the break, and then it was, Lamar's got to get checked, and Tyler's going to be up. And that's where it went from there.
John, excuse me. I guess what would you kind of say is happening with the design run game now? I think the average is falling a bit since you guys kind of got back in the pocket.
What's happening with the design of the run game?
Yeah,
I don't really have any comment on the design of the run game. I mean,
The design
Like the
runs,
non-
just
Just
taking out the
design run
scrambles, the design runs.
yeah, I mean, we're going to keep fighting to try to break them. I promise you that people are spending a lot of time defending them in practice and working on them and making sure they've got a good scheme up for them. So, that's just going to be back and forth. We can run the ball. There's no doubt. Everybody knows we can run the ball. And they'll prepare to stop our run, and we want to be able to run the ball, So it was a grind yesterday. There's no question. Run game, pass game, every aspect of what we're doing. Pass protection was a big grind yesterday. It was all a grind, and we only scored 10 points. That's something you got to look at. But it was tough, and we needed 10, and we got 10. So I'm happy about that, and we'll try to get as many as we need to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh this week. That's what we're going to try to do. I'm really confident we can do it, and we're going to believe in our run game for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So we'll look at all the little intricacies of it, game planning wise, and come up with the best plan we can and try to execute it the best, and let it rip.
John, Ravens have been mentioned along with Wayne Odell Beckham Jr. Ravens have been mentioned among the teams interested. Can you talk about the interest level in Odell?
No, I haven't really thought too much about it. I really haven't.
John, I think, I could be wrong, but it seemed like when Tyler came in, you guys maybe spread things out a little bit just in terms of the splits and stuff. I guess, is that something that he's maybe more comfortable with than the more kind of condensed stuff you have?
Not really. I mean, it was, that was just part of the process. We were talking about doing that, early on in the game plan. Those plays were all in the game plan, so it was part of the plan with Lamar. And I'm very certain that we'd have gone that direction with Lamar also based on what we were getting, from their defense. So that was where we went, just like we talked about before in terms of those two guys having the same type of plan. So it really wasn't as much about who was playing quarterback as much as that's where the the game took us.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.